All right, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another live stream. My name is Mr. McLogan, and in this live stream, I'm going to talk about something that I think a lot of people think is obvious, but it was kind of interesting seeing everybody's comments as far as what is really the purpose of education and, or not so much education, but really actually math education in our high school classrooms. Because, one thing that I think we've gone through and talked about it like is, what are we doing to prepare students for success after high school? And I think a lot of that, stems into looking at our high school curriculum and providing students with opportunities that is going to either help them further their careers or be successful later on in life. And I think one of the other issues that we one of the issues that we kind of come up with is like that relationship of like, why am I learning the certain things that I am learning? Usually math gets the front end of this kind of blame. Like, when am I ever going to use this in real life? And just kind of wondering, like, why is a lot of like the stress or a lot of the issues or troubles that sometimes students have to go through just to like pass high school or just to get into college. And then on the flip side of that is like, what are really the opportunities that we are, providing for students once they are, why is this in the thing? So weird. Um, what are these opportunities then we are providing for students when we are, what are the opportunities that we are providing for students when they are going to be leaving our classrooms, right? And that they are going to, go out into the real world. So what exactly do we want to make sure that, the students that need the math that we need to make sure that they can go ahead and get that? And I think that is something that's really important and something that we really need to think about. Now, one thing I looked at with my education or on my channel is I said, all right, a lot of times students, you hear this kind of argument of like, well, we only need to learn like the basic arithmetic and blah, 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 blah. So I said, all right, well then let's fine. Let me put out a little, non-scientific poll, um, as we might have, and let's go and ask students, what do you guys believe like that we should, should we continue, like how important is it for math in the like high school arena, right? And I'm basically thinking of like, I don't know, algebra one all the way up through like calculus, but like kind of clumped everything together. Like, how is important do you think it is for students to make that? And and I was thinking like, I don't know. I was thinking I was gonna have like not a big of response or people thinking that overwhelmed me that we should probably I was thinking the argument was going to be much heavier that we not a lot of students are going to think that we needed high school mathematics, but we actually had 85% of the students said that they felt that high school math was necessary. And again, like I didn't really clump it just to say like algebra one or calculus and stuff like that, but I thought that was very interesting. Only 15% of students said no. Now, again, this could be not so much students. This is anybody that was on my channel that answered the poll. But I thought that was interesting because obviously I think a lot of people that maybe they don't like math. Maybe they don't understand the connection. Maybe they don't, um, feel the benefits or see the benefits and everything else, but they knew it was like necessary. They knew it was helpful, right? And even sometimes we feel like some things that we learn, it's not till like years later that we actually go ahead and see the benefits or see like the actual, you know, the I'd say the benefits of like the struggle and going through or see the connections that everything we had. Now, it does bring into like a question though, because I understand that a lot of times the high school mathematics is, sometimes students feel like there is just no connection into that real world. And I think it is something like a discussion. Like, I think it really is important that when we are teaching students what we're teaching them, we want to make sure that we are preparing them, for that real world. And I really do think it is like comes into like there is a lot of good math that I'm a big proponent of students learning math, having high school education, math education, especially being necessary. I think that is, paramount. But I also think that there's an issue when we have a whole large cluster of students that are going through our educational system, which actually I was, having this conversation with a friend of mine and he was talking about, his son or daughter were struggling in math class and, he was very successful in his own right. And he kind of struggled with math as well. But he was having trouble kind of explaining to them that like being successful in math wasn't the end all be all with it. Like they could, obviously he was trying to help them. Obviously he wanted them to improve and do the best that they could do. But he also knew like just because you were not good at math or they were not good at math, like they would be failures or they could not be successful in life. And that is something I completely agree with as well. However, in the same respect, like we also have to be able to foster a educational system that can help support our students that are going into those math fields. So I think we got to be very careful of just saying, oh, well, we shouldn't be teaching math, or not everybody should need to be taking math, or anything else. We also have to put in really, really high support into helping students, go into those STEM fields, and go into the STEM majors and going into college and stuff like that. I don't want to feel like we should just abandon everything that we have created up to this point. I do think we do need to look at the like what is the mathematics we want for the majority of students to be able to have, and then also what is it we need to do to be able to push and to be able to support those students that are going into those STEM fields. So that's kind of like my thought and my position on everything. I think there's definitely some math that is outdated that we still teach, that we still require students to learn, that we still make it stressful, we still make it you know um, as kind of like a was as a gateway, for students to be able to enter into further fields, which I don't think is fair. I don't think that we need to have math as some kind of pinnacle of success. However, I do not want to denigrate students that are going into math fields, and saying that like, oh, we're not going to be, we don't think math is as important anymore. It's like, no, we need mathematicians. We need people that are strong in math. And it's kind of funny. There's a big break in my channel of students that are really kind of good at math, but they just kind of enjoy it. And that's why they're, follow like the math videos. And then there's also students that like really struggle. And that's how they kind of connect with like my journey and stuff like that. So one thing that I kind of came across that I thought would be beneficial, and that's what I wanted to share, was actually some STEM camps, because I think in my position and like the way that I view things, I think I want everybody to be able to have a solid foundation of math. And I really think that there's a lot of math. I don't want to take away, I think, the math. I think there is some like readjustments that we could make, but I do want to make sure that students are provided more math, probably in my opinion, than it'd be less, right? I think there's some adjustments on how things are taught and what topics and what courses we are teaching, but I'm definitely a proponent of more math than less. However, on the same respect, for these students that are the really strong in math fields, like I want to give them more. They want to give them more opportunity. I don't want to hold them back. So that was one thing that I came across, was this was these like STEM camps that students can actually attend over the summer. And I'm not a big proponent of students, doing summer classes and stuff like that. But I think a STEM camp, or doing something that is going um, to give you further opportunities, either in any kind of STEM fields, it's a great opportunity. And that's why I thought, it's like this might be something that is something to share for students that, might feel like maybe math is right for them, maybe math is not right for them, but maybe they're interested in seeing some STEM fields. Maybe they um, interested in seeing like what other opportunities are there. Because I think a lot of times we kind of just pigeonhole ourselves with thinking about how we are with mathematics, and what that means for our future. And I think being able to look at some different opportunities and kind of see, oh, how could this, kind of work and stuff like that. So I came across this and I was like, well, what? I'm going to mention this on the live stream. I put in a link. It actually is in the chat if you guys want to go ahead and take a look at it. I think I also did put it in the server. Yeah, I did put it in it's called like the same camps. It was kind of interesting. I thought it was like, pretty cool. Like there are a couple things I did want to mention to you guys. I think there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 camps that are going through from on there. And it's kind of like I think it's for rising 10th through 12th graders. And they have camps in Vicksburg, Mississippi. We have North Carolina, Colorado, Illinois, July, as well as in California. So there's definitely all the information, or like contact information, is inside the link. I basically added all 3 flyers into that Google Doc. So if you're interested in it, I think it was something, that was pretty cool. Like it gives, it says something like, it gives students like an opportunity to complete a series of engineering and STEM events during the week. And events are very hands-on and, practical real world activities. And when I read about that, I was like, that's what we need. Like, and it's not for everybody. Right. And again, like, for some students, just, I think, that are not going into STEM fields, or don't care, or could care less about STEM fields, like that's not for you. Like you shouldn't be going to that camp, for sure. Like, I mean, you could, I think it still would be a great experience, but it's like, I don't think we should be having that gateway for those students, just because we have these opportunities for STEM. However, for students that, this could be a great opportunity. Like, I think we need to be able to afford more students opportunities like this where they can actually experience how they can use their math, how they can use the knowledge in math and all their experience in math in the real world. And because, sometimes students, they just don't understand. They just, not so much that they don't understand, they just don't know. They haven't been exposed to all the opportunities that are out there. And I thought this camp was something different. It was something that I think would be pretty cool. So yeah, it's not directly connected to the military, but I think they had it's not so much, it just gives you real opportunity with engineering and construction projects. But yeah, you don't have to be interested in doing the military. I think that's just kind of part of the STEM engineering and construction camp. So that's just kind of like the banner, but I definitely like reach out to more information. I'll give you guys a little bit of the application here. So you have to be 15 years of age, rising sophomore, junior, or senior, minimum 3.2 GPA. You do have to be a US citizen. So I know I do have a lot of people from all over the world to check our channel. Unfortunately, I think this is just going to be US based. And there is a comp, I know the camp does cost money. But I do know there's also some opportunities for people to, get, some tuition reimbursement and stuff like that. So, yeah, it seemed like it was pretty cool. Like you actually work with the branch of the military. So like US Army, US Navy, the Air Force, they all kind of like are intertwined, with this. And yeah, it looked like I just think it was a cool opportunity and that's why I wanted to mention on this live stream because, you know, I don't, going back to, the conversation I had with my friend, it's like, I don't want people to feel like they don't have a future if they're not good at math, and I don't want to put math on this pedestal of like, if you're not good at math, then you can't be successful in life. And I think that in education, we've done that for a lot. We put so much pressure on students to be good at math that we discount a lot of what else we're learning in class and what other students are doing and how they're doing in their other classes and stuff like that. I don't think that's fair. I don't think it's fair to students. Like, you can still be successful in life without having great success in math. And the other thing is, like, you can still be successful in math even if you weren't successful in, say, high school or middle school and stuff like that. Um, and I think a lot of it is like the way that we still teach, the way that we approach, and the topics that we're learning. And also, I still feel like, yeah, a lot of the stuff that we are teaching is a little bit outdated. And the students that are going to thrive in something like that are going to be kind of perfect for a STEM kind of field, like for these camps. And so maybe if you haven't had such success in those STEM camps, or in in mathematics under this current framework that we have, like, check out the STEM camp, and see if maybe it's a right fit for you. And even if you maybe have never considered something in a STEM field, you might see like the camp might open up some different doors to you. And so I'm not affiliated at all with any of these STEM camps, but I talk a lot about, not putting math on a pinnacle, and you don't have to be successful in math to be good. And, I am a big proponent of math, but I'm also very, very critical of, people that, I'm also very critical of the way that we, kind of teach math and what success in math means. But in the same respect, as I mentioned, like, trying to say this like multiple times, like, I don't, I want, I, we need to further encourage and further support those students that, um, have that gift in mathematics, and have that gift in math and science and engineering, like, and can do that because we need strong, engineers and mathematicians and everything like that. We need to further support them. So I'm not looking into erode mathematics. I'm not looking into, um, completely overhauling the whole system. Like, I think a lot of what we built is really good. We just need to further support students that are going to be on that track. But I think we also need to kind of reshape our thinking of a large chunk of the population that struggles, with that these STEM camps would not be good for. And that's kind of like, I think, the overall topic that I like to, go from there. So anyways, I did put the link inside there. So if you have any questions on it, feel free to, you can definitely go and DM me on Instagram, or just go to my Discord server, which is also in the description. I think I put it in the description. Wait a minute. Let me double check. I think I changed that. Did I put that description in there? Yes. So I do have my Discord information on there, so you guys can go and check that out. And then now let's go ahead and check out any questions in here. Math teacher, I'm so glad to be here. Well, awesome. So happy to have you on as well. I think, yeah, I think I remember one of my favorite things is when students used to ask me like, "When am I ever going to use this in life?" I'm like, "Well, when you become a math teacher." Like, I'm never becoming a math teacher. I'm like, you never know. I didn't think I was going to be a math teacher for a long time too. And then, hey, what do you know? I'm a math teacher, and here I am regurgitating, some of the same information and stuff like that. But you know, I don't know. It's tough. I don't think everything we learn needs to have a direct application or direct sense of like, this is why this is useful. There is some like that delayed gratification in a lot of the education that, I think we need to go through and stuff like that. But in the same respect, I think it does need to be kind of like much better laid out of the kind of paths and the framework that we are learning and why we're learning it. And I think up to this point, like we're still studying a lot of topics and a lot of things. And it's like why? Why am I learning this? Why do I need to be able to learn, kind of the stuff like that? And obviously when you're going to like a STEM field, like it's a lot of times that can be more directly, stated. But it's like if you're not going into that STEM field, you're not going to be going to that STEM camp, like yeah, I don't know. Like what is the point there from there? And I did want to get into actually, I saw let me see. Where's that link? So I'm going to type in this. I had actually, here's also the camps as well. This was like, I got like the privacy setting though on this. So I'm not sure if like this website is still going on, but you guys can also check that out as well. But yeah, I would check the Google. The Google Doc has has three, brochures for you guys to check out, but you guys can also check out the same.org /camps. All right. Well, awesome. So I have to help. Yeah, it's, I mean, I think that's, yeah, I think that's a lot of times where sometimes students will come across me as well from on there. 100% focus on the real world application as a method for teaching. It seems like a better way to understand and expand actual skills. Yeah, it does. But yeah, I think we also lose out on a lot if we're just focused on application. Because there's a lot like in the pure math and like the understanding of math, like the connections that we need. And in my opinion, like that's what is really more important about math rather than like the connections and like how that, how numbers and everything else shows up rather than just like the direct application of like, I don't know, a quadratic formula or something like that. Like, um, so I agree with you. And I think a lot of students, I wouldn't say program that way, but like, that's what they want to see. They want to see like the direct application and, how it can be used and how like immersed, and I think like those STEM fields, like a lot of the students that access and like you see the direct application of what you're doing and how you're doing. Like, I think a lot of students want to see that way. And it's kind of funny. I'm not wired that way at all. Like I don't really care for that direct application at all. I mean, obviously there's some parts that are like really interesting. Right. I remember taking calculus and be like, oh wow, this is like really, really cool. I can see how this relates or how this is used. Like, yes, but like actually doing problems like in physics and engineering, like it didn't connect with me. It wasn't something that I was like motivated to do. Whereas doing like some riddles of like abstract algebra, like that was my jam. And I don't know, it was just the way that I viewed things and really liked. So I think we do got to make sure we approach things. And also like everything that comes from applications of, real math applications come from like the pure math standpoint, right? It's the pure math standpoint is where we're kind of investigating and discovering things, and then we put them into application, and therefore they get to apply to the real world. You're coming through geometry class with geometry videos. You have posted. I just want to join and say thank you. Well, so happy to help you out. Awesome. Well, awesome. Well, let's see, if the Discord server sucks, then you could, I think there is a response in there where you can post some things, or you could say it, upgrade it. Well, I don't know what that means, just to upgrade it. But if you want to provide more thought on there, I'm more than happy to take in considerations because there's a lot of things that I think we could improve upon for the Discord server. So I think there is actually one. There's a channel in the Discord server where you can actually put in your opinion. So if you have a very opinionated or some things to say, then post them in there. Much better to post them in there than on the live stream. Your visits helped me so much at school. Well, you're happy to help you out. Let me see. I tell them two things. I want to learn you can do hard things, and I want you to have every opportunity. That's awesome. Yes. Let's see. What else did I have in here? Seems like a mathematics monk math created in people caves thousands of years ago, and we just keep asking people to regurgitate it. I believe less than 20% of people learn algebra use it. That's an interesting point here. Yeah, I mean, it's again, it's the thinking and the use of algebra is again, yeah, it's much more of an abstract way of thinking, right? So it's not going to be something that is going to be as very just directly used and applied. However, I think some of the knowledge, again, kind of going into that like stepping stone of understanding some of the knowledge of algebra is helping you going to be able to understand different things in geometry, different things in calculus, and trigonometry and stuff like that. So that's where a lot of that fundamental like knowledge of algebra is going to become useful, rather than like, yeah, you went to the grocery store and I used like systems of equations. Like, yeah, I agree. Like you're not using that directly in your real life, right? But what that is doing is giving you a good foundation of knowledge that you can build upon and use in different different aspects of your life. And there's I think there's definitely some things that we want to make sure that students have a fundamental like knowledge from on and be able to consider, where it's like, yeah, you're not really going to use this in your real life right directly, but it does build up a little bit different foundation. So therefore, yeah, I think you can have a better understanding of different relationships and how they can work. But yeah, I think the teaching and the application of that is, I wouldn't say flawed, but I don't think it's serving our students and our society correctly as much as we want at the moment in time. So I can agree with you on that. On the whys of math, for instance, I saw a video why I imagine nervous. Yeah, those are really, really good numbers. I mean, unfortunately, I don't have like, it's been like, I do have a math degree, but it's been a long time since I've gone through, some of those. And like, you can see like a lot of people put a lot of time and into those, but yeah, no, I agree. Those are really, really good. Those are really good videos to put together. Can you read this? Sure. I can read this. Doing the 30-day Algebra 2 challenge, and I'm enjoying it. I think it was a great idea. Well, thank you. I'm so happy to hear it, and I do apologize for, I think there was a couple, issues and mistakes, and I'm trying to get them all corrected. The thing that stinks is like I have to like go back through. I'm just trying to stay ahead of everybody. So, but I'm so happy to hear that you're enjoying the challenge, and yeah, we're only almost 7 days, not even 7 days. We're like 5 days in, so still got quite a long way to go. So hopefully you can stay in, and then yeah, I'm not sure I don't remember if you're on the live stream or not. But hopefully I'll see you there on the next one. I'm taking the act in 2 days. Do you have any tips? Oh, I don't know why I call that. I guess I wasn't used to it being capitalized. So yeah, the ACT. Yeah, I mean, you got it in 2 days. So I would just try to do a large review as much as possible that you can. And yeah, just try to get some good sleep, and kind of, focus on it from there. There's not much like math studying you can really do in 2 days to get prepared for the ACT. I just do like some light reviews, maybe some little bit more practice problems, and then just like really try to get yourself in the best mindset you possibly can. I don't really care about using math in the future. It's just fun to do, and hopefully calculus doesn't ruin that. Yeah, and I agree. Like I didn't like a lot of some of the calculus where it got very too much like direct application. But besides that, a lot of the calculus I did really, really enjoy. All right, Caleb, uploads. Here is your things. Can you read this message so it is on stream, please? Sure thing. Verifying trigonometry and pre-calculus killing me. Yes, I get it. We'll send some questions. You're always good at like posting questions. I'm doing questions again on my live stream, so post them up there. In high school, yes, I would definitely agree. Calculus is where a lot of things almost all come together for sure. There you go. There's the capital ACT. Got it. Yes, almost summer vacation is coming up quick. I have no idea where I'd be without. I started with a 70. Awesome. Pre-good viz brought me up to grade 95. Awesome. You're very welcome. A school that specializes in pumping out better math teachers would be nice. Your league's better than all of us teachers I've encountered. Well, thank you so much. Please target the teachers in America and save generations. I agree. I think one thing that we do need is we need to promote, high quality teachers. And yeah, like that's the number one thing. Like we need to produce high quality teachers inside of our classrooms, and um, that's what I think all students need, all students deserve, and I think that's what's gonna give us like the best impact that we can on society is having high quality teachers in every classroom. Um, but yeah, it's like we can say all we want about like education and how we're teaching math and blah 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 blah, but it's like what? In the end, it's like we just need good teachers. We need teachers that are excited to be in the classroom. We need teachers that you know um, are excited to teach a job and like don't overcomplicate it. It's just like put good teachers. Get retain good teachers inside the classroom, and like that's it. So, yeah, I totally agree. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and get into some math. If you guys don't have any questions on the same STEM camps, then let me know inside the chat. Again, I'll put up the where did I put it in there? I'll put up this. Actually, you know what? Let me put up a live on there if you guys have. I'll put up the there we go. Aha. All right. Org. All right. There we go. So anyways, if you guys are interested, go ahead and check out the camp. I'll go ahead and put it on there. But make sure, if you guys can actually check the camp, I'm not sure if it was my internet. That's why I didn't want to post it before, because I didn't want a whole bunch of people like, hey, this like link is not working, blah, blah, blah. But if you're inside of these STEM camps, go and check out that link and post down in the chat and let me know if that works. Because I was getting like this, it's not working for privacy setting. And I was like, oh crap, I don't want to send students over to these things. Thanks so much. All better than my math teachers. Well, good. I'm so happy to help you out. Yes, I don't teach inside the classroom. So, I mean, as far as going through the IB, I just need a little bit more to go through. Yeah, I mean, I think pay is definitely part of it. I also think like autonomy and like, support is another big thing for us on teachers, like as far as retaining high quality teachers. Pay is definitely, I think, pay, flexibility, autonomy, respect. Yeah, I mean, it's like, pay definitely plays into it, but like I didn't step away from the classroom. I mean, I stepped away from the classroom for many different reasons, but like, one thing I didn't step away from the classroom was just because of pay, right? Or because of the low pay. It definitely impacted. Like, it's not like it made it easier or better from on there. Um, but yeah, I think there's a whole world of things we gotta be able to do. So, are you still problems live on the stream? I am. Yes, I am solving live problems live. And again, if you are interested, you guys can go to brianmclogan.com/Q&A. If you are interested in me going over any problems like that. So I'll go and check out those STEM camps for those of you that are interested in doing some STEM. Again, it's for rising 10th, 11th, 12th, 10th, 11th, and 12th graders based in the United States. I think there's 5 camps. Let me just go and read those out again because it's kind of interesting. So you have the U.S. Army STEM in Mississippi. You have the Marines in North Carolina. Then you have the Air Force one in Colorado. Then you have another Air Force one in Illinois. And then you have the Navy one in California. And again, these are all in the summer. So June, July, 2 in June, and 3 in July. Yeah, there's email address. There's links in there that you guys can go ahead and go in there. But yeah, it's based on like, it's the, what do they have? It was the STEM engineering and construction camp. So you don't need to be like focused on going through like the armed forces if that's not something you're interested in. But yeah, they kind of help run those camps. And for those of you that are looking for an opportunity to kind of further explore mathematics, maybe check it out. See if it's something that you might be interested in. And because I think for the rest of us, that maybe are not experienced like going to the STEM, there's other things to get prepared and what we're doing, for the summer, but we need strong students in the STEM fields. So I highly encourage any of you that are interested in something like this to go ahead and check it out. All right. So for those of you that do have math questions, go to brianmclogan.com/Q&A. Actually, I have that as there. Where's that? There we go. So if you guys do have any questions, you guys can go to brianmclogan.com/Q&A. I'm not going to get to all of your questions tonight, but you can definitely do it for the next live stream because let's get into here. There you go. Aha. All right. Let's get into some of the math questions that we got because I did get some math questions, and let me move this around here actually. Cool. All right. None in New York. No, I did not see any in New York, but I do believe there are some. No, I did not see anything for New York, but there are some not grants. What am I trying? Scholarships that might be available. So if that's something that'd be interested to you, like go and take a look at those. I put in that Google link in the pinned description. Yeah, thank you so much for letting me know about that because it wasn't working for me either. So I'm not sure what exactly is going on. But if you go into the Google Doc, yeah, thank you. That's why I didn't post that before. So I'm just going to take that down then. But again, if you're interested, go into the Google Doc that I did post. Go and take a look at that link. That link should be working. Yep. Thank you so much. That's really good to know. Go to the Google Doc. So let me know if you guys can see that Google Doc because I did post the Google Doc in the link. So let me know if that Google Doc is working because there it at least has some email addresses that you guys can go ahead and check out that are associated with them. Okay. So is the Google Doc link that I shared with you that should be pinned. Let me know that is working. That's what I am concerned about right now. Is that one working? There we go. No, not that. I don't see it. Where's the Google Doc link? It is. The Google Doc link is pinned. So go into the chat, go to the top of the chat, and you'll see there is a link in there. And if you click on that link, you should have the 3 documents from in there. Okay, go into the chat, go to the top of the chat. You can also look in the description of this video, and it's on the top of the chat where you guys are typing, at the top, there's a pinned comment. And if you guys click on the pinned comment, there should be a link there. It's on my side. And also, you guys can go into the description of this video, and you guys can check out the description as well from on there. Nah, not that way. So I'm just going to wait for some confirmation so I can get that. So I'm like, oh, please tell me that that's at least working. Oh, that's it. Okay, so I'm assuming computer courier that it's working. Please let me know. Well, awesome, Kenneth. You're so very helping. Happy to help you out. Okay, so let's get into this question. So the first question was saying, is it fine to leave my pi in the denominator of an answer? Do I have to rationalize it like I would if you had a radical in the denominator of an answer? Do you have to rationalize it? No, you don't have to rationalize it. How you'd rationalize it, you can't rationalize it from on there. So yeah, you can leave pi in the denominator. There's nothing wrong with it on that. It's a STEMcamp thing. There's no link. No, it's not. Yeah, what I'm saying is, like, in the link, you'll see there are going to be the 4 packets, like the 4. Inside the link, there is going to be the 4. Here, you know what? Hold on a second. You guys are now making me. So, jeez. Let me see how I can do this. Let's see. I don't want to share. How do I share? All right, whatever. I guess I'll just go over here. Yeah, so when you guys click on the Google Doc, you should have this, right? So again, inside the chat, let me know before I get to the math because I want to make sure everybody's out. Did everybody get to these? Like these are the 3 flyers. So if you clicked on the Google link, which is in the description, it's the same chem stamps. It's also in the chat. So Aditi, you said like there's no link, but did you get to this point? This is what I'm trying to get to. Did you get to this point on there? Like that's going to be those camps. That's the link from there. And once you click on the link, then you guys can open up these flyers and you guys can see everything that is available from on there. So, and what I was mentioning is, yeah, there's no link from there, but you have like if you're interested, there is a QR code. Here is the link that I was giving to you guys to apply. I don't know why that link is not working. But again, there's an email address that you guys can reach out to over there. And then on this one, again, this is to apply for, I think, the mentoring from on there. But again, another like email address so you guys can reach out to if you're having trouble with anything else. And then the last one, this one actually kind of goes through on there, and I believe these will be hyperlinked. But yeah, there's again that link. It's working from there. Ah, so that's working here. Let me try it this way. So here's the link. I wonder, it's so weird. Let me try putting this into the chat. I got to that point. Okay. Well, there you go. Well, they're hyperlinked in on there. I don't know why it's not working on mine. Camps? Did I type camps before? I'm pretty sure I typed in camps, right? Let me check my overlay. Yeah. So weird. Whatever. There you go. I mean, that was the one that they sent over from in there. So yeah, it's so weird. I don't know. I do apologize, but hopefully if you guys can at least get to if you guys can at least get over to here, like that's the main thing I want you, not here. If you go to here, at least get to these flyers from me, then hopefully you guys can go and reach out to them from on there. And any other links that I have on this, I will post in the description, post video for those of you guys who are having trouble. Again, if you have any questions, guys, go ahead and post your questions at brianmclogan.com/Q&A. That's going to be the best place for me to be able to get your questions. So therefore I can answer them. So again, any questions, go to brianmclogan.com/Q&A because I got to get through these questions real quick and then we got to go. Well, I never knew that. Well, this picture might as well be the leader of all teachers. I wouldn't say go that far, but I do appreciate it. All right, I got to move over here. Let's go and put that on there. And again, you guys go and check out that. All right. So in this next question, the student was having like really big difficulty with this. And they're kind of wondering, like, they may include finding the solutions. If you feel confident finding angles, you may skip the assignment. Wait, what? They include a method to find a solution. If you feel confident. Okay. So they gave you the solution, but I think the student was having like, how did they get this? Well, I think like one of the main things that I want students to understand about a problem like this is when you have a problem like this, like you gotta understand that this, like when you're looking at a word problem or looking at anything like this, like this gets confusing, right? So we're saying, all right, we're trying to find T, which is this angle right here. Okay. And we have a right angle. It says from T to W. So or W to T, whatever is 89 miles, right? And then it says the satellite is 58.4 meters above. So therefore on this right triangle, we have opposite over adjacent, right? So that's opposite, that's adjacent. So that's why they can set it up as the tangent of your angle equals the opposite, over the adjacent. And then to go ahead and solve, right, to solve for theta, we need to undo tangent. So we're going to do the tangent inverse on both sides. And that's how they get theta equals the tangent inverse of 58.4 all over an 89. And then blah, blah, blah. You can go kind of from there. In this one, I believe the student needs to... Crap, I deleted their answer. I think they need to solve for R, maybe? Was that solve for R? All right, let me just go and see it. Maybe it was solve for R. I can't remember. So first thing I do is get rid of the square root. So I'm going to square both sides. So I have m squared equals a 6a plus r divided by a 5r. I'm going to get this 5r off the denominator. So I'm going to multiply by a 5r on both sides. So now I have a m squared times a 5r equals a 6a plus r. Now here, I need to get the r to the same side, right? So I'm going to subtract an r on both sides. So now I have an m squared, let's do a 5, m squared, 5m squared r minus r equals a 6a. Okay, now I can't subtract these r's, right? Because this is being multiplied by the 5m squared. But what I can do is I can factor out the r, and that's going to leave me with a 5m squared minus 1 equals a 6a. Now, to solve for r, I divide by 5m squared minus 1. And I get r equals a 6a all over a 5m squared minus 1. And voila. Okay, this one was multiply your two exponents. So just remember, like, so what I would do in this case is I would distribute these powers to both here. So what I have is negative 3 cubed. So this is a negative 3 cubed, x cubed, times a negative 2 squared and x squared. All right, now I can simplify this. Negative 3 cubed is going to be a negative 27 times an x cubed, right? Negative 2 squared is going to be a positive 4, then times an x squared. Okay, now I can multiply my numbers and I can multiply my x cubed and x squared. So I can just rearrange this as a negative 27 times a 4 times a x cubed times an x squared, right? So this is going to be 54, so that's what, negative 108. And x cubed times x squared, that's going to be an x to the 5th. And voila, there you go. This one says find all the horizontal and vertical asymptotes of g of x. And so let's go ahead and first do the horizontal asymptote. I think that's the easiest one. So 2x cubed. Come on. 2x cubed plus 2. So I'm just going to rearrange this, put the x in front. So anyways, to find the horizontal asymptotes, whenever the degree in the denominator is larger than the degree in the numerator, my horizontal asymptote is y equals 0. To find the vertical asymptote, I basically want to set my my denominator equal to 0 and go ahead and solve. So in this case, I can factor out a 2. That's going to leave that x cubed plus 1 is equal to 0. Now, I can divide off the 2. You don't really need the 2 here, right? So you have an x cubed plus 1 is equal to 0. So now, hopefully, you can recognize this is going to be the sum or the sum of two squares, right? So I can factor this into an x plus 1 times a x squared, plus a 2x plus 1, I believe. Or it's a minus. It's a minus. No, minus an x, not 2. No, it is 2 times. No, yeah, it's just the multiply of those two. So minus an x plus 1. So what I want you to understand, again, I think I remember this correctly. If I messed up the sum of two cubes, let me know. But I believe it is a squared minus ab plus b squared. So confirm with me that I did that correctly. I think I did. So therefore, what's important about this is going to be imaginary solutions. So therefore, really, the only thing that's going to have a real solution that's going to make the denominator equal to 0 is when x equals a negative 1. So that's where you're going to be your vertical asymptote in that regard. And let me go and check. Again, guys, if you're interested in those STEM camps, go and check out the link. Also, I put something in the Google description for you guys to go ahead and check out. And again, that's just for anybody that's interested in summer camps that are based around STEM fields. I think it's something cool for those people to go ahead and check out. And hopefully, you guys had a beneficial. I hope this live stream is beneficial. If you guys do have any math questions, then go to brianmclogan.com /Q&A. And I will see you guys next week. Cheers.